Boob level or higher?
Boob level. Hey, this is Sharon, and I'm going to teach you how to make vegan sushi rolls. We are making sushi. It really is actually quite simple. Obviously, this is vegan sushi, so no fish involved. Fish are friends, not food.
Fish are friends, not food.
Nori is the sheet of seaweed that you buy, and we get this at the Asian store. But I think we also got this at Whole Foods. You can find it sometimes in regular grocery stores. Fillings are kind of what you want. I'm doing tofu, avocados, cucumbers, and carrots, which I just prepped finely ahead of time. So little strips of everything that will fit into a nice sushi roll. Obviously, I peeled and de-seeded my cucumbers because that's how I do. And then sushi rice really is like the secret ingredient for your sushi. What that means, sushi rice is short grain rice. It's not basmati, it's not jasmine. And then what's added in is 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, which honestly, I just microwave it ahead of time to help it dissolve in, and then mix it together after the rice is cooked. I actually got an amazing Japanese rice maker for my wedding like 14 years ago. I have a rice cooker and I just make my sushi rice that way. So you just prep your rice, then you add in the mixture of sugar, salt, and rice vinegar until it's all incorporated in. Another important thing is you need to get a sushi bamboo rolling mat. So you just have to have a sushi mat to help roll it nicely. You take your sheet of nori and you lay it down. I think you put shiny side out, I think. Then you kind of distribute your sticky, this is very sticky sushi rice, as you can imagine. The reason it stays together is because it's sticky. You really have to press it down and it will stick to all your fingers and make you look like a rice monster if you don't get your fingers wet. So a trick to making this distribute nicely and stick down without getting it everywhere is to just dip your fingers in like a little bowl of clean cold water. Trying to get it to the edges. Honestly, the edges are the part that I stuff into my face when I'm doing the cleanup of the food. So once you have it all flat and stuck down and distributed evenly, then you just layer on all your goodies. Obviously, fish eaters use fish. I don't do that, so I use tofu. I've just been using the pre-baked marinated soya teriyaki tofu, but you could also marinate the tofu in soy sauce or teriyaki, whatever flavor you like. Obviously the carrots, they're kind of a pain because they stick everywhere. You know, Japanese people and their food are so precise and everything is so tiny and so delicate, which I'm really not, but I do appreciate a nice beautiful layer of unidirectional shredded carrots. And so you want to try to get them as unidirectional as possible. And just like with spring rolls or summer rolls, the first is the worst because you're getting kind of used to it. So I get it right up onto the edge of my sushi mat, get that first roll in there. You want to roll it tightly. I try sometimes to scooch it back just a little so that I can then just roll it all up in one roll so the bamboo mat doesn't get inside my sushi roll. One tip, get up your wet finger and just put it on the edge here. Kind of the water is a little bit like the glue for your sushi. And then just keep rolling it all the way. Make it a nice old tube of sushi. And that's it, and gently unroll it. You can kind of see I overdid it with the rice a little bit, but it's pretty forgiving. The next trick here is to cut it without it all splooshing out. The way you do that, you can use different kinds of knives. I still wet the knife with a wet finger as well, just because it does help it kind of cleanly go through that sticky rice. Again, the ends are ugly, so I usually just eat it, or I hand it over to my kids. But you can see the second one is nice. You want to be pretty delicate about it. I'm using a serrated knife. You can also use a non-serrated, very sharp knife. You just slice through all of the roll in the desired thickness, and right at the end it gets kind of messy again. These are going to be my ends. I keep my ends just for like stuffing in my face. I like to use black sesame seeds over top. You don't have to, but I just think they have a nice crunch to them and they're pretty. I like to dip my sushi in soy sauce and have some ginger on it. And you can't bite it like half. You have to just stuff the whole thing in your mouth. So it's good. So that is how you do veggie sushi. Very easy, lots of good ingredients. It has all of your food groups in it. Really something that needs to be eaten fresh, but it's not a problem in my house. We all love it, so we all scarf it as soon as I make it. Honestly, sometimes if there are people in the kitchen while I'm making this, they are eating it as fast as I can roll them and cut them. Thanks for watching, and hit this like button and subscribe. There's just so much rice in my teeth. Hold on.